The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Zektar's 6 eyes focused on the holographic display showing Earth's solar system. The blue-green planet rotated slowly, seemingly peaceful, yet it had become the source of the most heated debate in Council history. Counselors, Zektar's voice resonated through his throat's sacs. We face an unprecedented situation. The humans of Earth have been observed for exactly 1 standard galactic year. Their behavior patterns defy every known law of civilized species development. Counselor Vree, a crystalline being from the Andorian cluster, chimed in with her musical voice. Their technological advancement rate is beyond comprehension. They discovered fire merely 10,000 rotations ago, yet they now possess nuclear capabilities and space travel. That's not what concerns me most, interrupted General Thrak, his massive form shifting in a specially reinforced seat designed for his species. It's their response to crisis situations. Every other species in the galaxy follows the panic protocol when faced with extinction-level events. Humans do something else entirely. The chamber's attention turned to Dr. Ilan, the Council's chief xenobiologist. Her tentacles writhed nervously as she accessed her databanks. General Thrak is correct. In our observation period, humans faced 17 separate scenarios that should have triggered mass hysteria, governmental collapse, and species-wide panic. Instead, they exhibited what we've termed the confidence paradox. Explain, demanded Counselor Vree. Dr. Elon's holographic projector activated, showing various scenes from Earth. When her largest cities faced potential destruction from natural disasters, instead of fleeing, humans organized into groups. They didn't just organize randomly, they organized efficiently. When their communication networks failed during a solar storm that lasted 6 days, rather than descending into chaos, they created backup systems using primitive radio technology that somehow worked better than our quantum communicators. But the most disturbing part, Dr. Elon continued, is what they say during these crises. Our linguistic analysis teams have identified a recurring phrase that appears in 97% of human crisis responses. The chamber waited in tense silence. "We've got this," Dr. Elon announced. 3 simple words that somehow transformed their entire species' behavior from potential victims into, she paused, searching for the right translation, into something we don't understand. General Thrak's massive fist slammed onto his desk. It's not natural. No species should be able to adapt that quickly. When the Zephyrian homeworld faced a similar asteroid threat, they spent 3 months in prayer and preparation rituals. The humans detected their asteroid threat and had a deflection mission launched within 18 days. 18 days, gasped several council members simultaneously. Yes, Dr. Elon confirmed. But that's not the most remarkable part. During the mission, when their spacecraft experienced multiple critical failures that should have spelled certain doom, the crew's communication logs show they used that phrase again. "We got this." Then, they improvised solutions using materials never intended for such purposes and successfully completed their mission. Ambassador Zektar's throat sacs inflated with concern. This brings us to why we're here today. 3 days ago, our long-range sensors detected something that changes everything. The humans have discovered faster-than-light travel. The chamber erupted into chaos. Voices in dozens of languages filled the air as council members expressed their shock and concern. Only General Thrak remained silent, his expression grim. "Order! Order!" Ambassador Zektar called. "There's more. Our intelligence indicates they achieved this breakthrough not through centuries of careful research and development as a standard, but through what they call a weekend project by a team of university students." Counselor Vria's crystalline form dimmed. "That's impossible. FTL technology requires the combined knowledge of entire civilizations. It took my people 8,000 years to develop hyperspace jumping." "The Terran research logs show otherwise," Dr. Elon replied. "When their fusion reactor experiment began experiencing unexpected quantum fluctuations that should have destroyed their entire research facility, instead of evacuating, their lead scientist, a 24-year-old human named Dr. Sarah Chun, reportedly said, "We've got this," and began modifying the containment field in real time. And General Thrak demanded. Instead of an explosion, they created the first stable, faster-than-light field, completely by accident, while preventing a disaster that could have leveled half their continent. The implications settled over the council like a dense fog. If humans had FDL technology, it meant they could soon venture beyond their solar system. The galaxy's carefully maintained balance of power could be shattered overnight. What do we know about their intentions? Counselor Vri asked. Dr. Elon accessed another data file. Their global communications are filled with plans for exploration and what they call making contact. However, their military organizations are also rapidly adapting their defensive technologies. They seem to be preparing for both peaceful contact and potential conflict simultaneously. Dual-track preparation, General Thrak mused. Clever. Most species choose either diplomacy or warfare. Humans apparently choose both. There's something else, Dr. Elon added hesitantly. Our behavioral prediction models suggest that if we make contact with humans under normal diplomatic protocols, we may inadvertently trigger what they call a species-wide mobilization event, meaning that instead of a small group of their leaders negotiating with us, we could find ourselves facing their entire species working together as a single unit. Our model suggests this could make them exponentially more unpredictable and potentially more dangerous than any civilization we've encountered. The chamber fell silent again as the implications sank in. Ambassador Zektar's 6 eyes closed as he processed the information. Recommendations? He finally asked. General Thrak stood, his massive frame commanding attention. Military assessment suggests immediate intervention. If we act now, we can prevent them from developing interstellar capabilities further. A show of force could convince them to accept limited development under galactic oversight. Absolutely not. Counselor Vri chimed immediately. That approach would likely trigger the exact mobilization event Dr. Elon described. Besides, any species clever enough to accidentally discover FDL technology while preventing a disaster is not one we want to underestimate in combat. Dr. Elon tentatively raised a tentacle. I propose a third option. Observation. Extended observation. We've been observing them for a year, General Thrak growled. Not passive observation. Active testing. We could create scenarios that allow us to study their "we've got this" response under control conditions. If we can understand how they function during crises, we can predict how they'll behave when they encounter other galactic civilizations. Ambassador Zektar considered this. What kind of scenarios? Nothing that would cause permanent harm, but significant enough to trigger their crisis response. Perhaps a minor asteroid redirect that appears dangerous but is actually harmless. Or a communication signal that seems to be from an alien civilization, but is actually one of our own transmissions. That's deception, Counselor Vri pointed out. It's intelligence gathering, Dr. Elon countered. If we're going to share the galaxy with humans, we need to understand them. Their current behavior patterns suggest they could either be the greatest allies we've ever encountered or the most formidable opponents. Right now, we don't know which. General Thrak's expression showed he was considering the proposal. What would be the timeline for such observations? 6 months of active testing, followed by careful analysis of their responses. If they pass our assessments, we could consider formal first contact. If they don't, Dr. Elon left the sentence unfinished. And if they detect our testing? Counselor Vri asked. Dr. Elon's tentacles writhed nervously. Based on their pattern of responses, they would likely say "we've got this" and find a way to turn our tests into opportunities for further advancement. The chamber erupted in nervous laughter, but it was the kind of laughter that comes from uncertainty rather than humor. Ambassador Zektar raised his primary hand for silence. Very well. We'll proceed with Dr. Elon's observation protocol. But I want contingency plans in place. General Thrak prepared defensive measures in case this goes wrong. Counselor Vri, begin drafting first contact protocols in case it goes right. And if it goes in a completely unexpected direction? Dr. Elon asked. Ambassador Zektar's 6 eyes focused on the image of Earth still rotating on the holographic display. Then, we'll discover just how dangerous it can be when humans say we've got this. As the council session ended and members began filing out, General Thrak approached Dr. Elon. Doctor, in your professional opinion, what's the most likely outcome of your testing protocol? Dr. Elon's tentacles stilled as she considered the question carefully. Honestly, General, I think we're about to learn that we've been asking the wrong question all along. Which is, instead of asking whether humans are dangerous, we should be asking whether we're ready for what they're capable of when they decide they've got something under control. General Thrak's expression darkened. And your assessment of our readiness? Dr. Elon gathered her data files and prepared to leave. I think we're about to find out that when humans say we've got this, the universe itself pays attention. And I'm not sure the universe is ready for that kind of confidence. As the lights dimmed in the council chamber, Earth continued its rotation on the holographic display, unaware that its inhabitants had just become the subject of the most important intelligence operation in galactic history. In a small laboratory in Geneva, Dr. Sarah Chun was working late into the night, completely unaware that her weekend project had changed the course of galactic politics. She paused in her calculations, stretched, and looked at the containment field readings that had started everything. Her research partner, Dr. Marcus Webb, looked up from his own workstation. Sarah, the quantum fluctuations are increasing again. Should we shut down for the night? Dr. Chun smiled and cracked her knuckles. No, Marcus, we've got this. 300 light years away, Dr. Elon's monitoring equipment registered those 3 words and automatically flagged them for analysis. The testing protocol was about to begin, but as Dr. Elon would soon discover, humans had a tendency to turn tests into training exercises and training exercises into breakthroughs that changed everything. The next few months would determine whether the galaxy was ready for a species that treated impossible challenges as just another problem to solve. But, as Ambassador Zektar had noted, when humans said, "We've got this," the universe itself seemed to pause and wait to see what would happen next. And what would happen next would exceed even the wildest predictions of the Galactic Council's most experienced xenobiologists. Dr. Elon's observation station orbited silently in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, perfectly hidden behind a massive space rock that humans had designated as 2024 ZX-7. Her ship's advanced cloaking technology made it completely invisible to human detection systems, or so she believed. What she didn't know was that Dr. Chin's quantum fluctuation experiments had been creating sensor ghosts that Earth space agencies had begun tracking with increasing curiosity. Initiation of Test Protocol 1. Dr. Elon spoke into her recording device. Date: Standard Galactic Calendar 2387.3. Subject: Human Crisis Response Analysis. Methodology: Redirect Asteroid 2024 ZX-7 to create near-miss scenario with Earth. Projected human response time: 72 standard hours based on previous observation data. She activated her ship's gravitational manipulators and began the delicate process of altering the asteroid's trajectory. The change would be subtle enough to appear natural, while creating a genuine-appearing threat that would pass within 50,000 kilometers of Earth, close enough to trigger massive concern, far enough away to be completely harmless. The asteroid began its new path toward Earth, and Dr. Elon settled in to observe humanity's response. According to all galactic behavioral models, she expected to see governmental emergency sessions, mass media panic, and at least 48 hours of chaos before any organized response could begin. She was wrong within the first 6 minutes. Alert! Alert! Came the transmission from NASA's Deep Space Network. Astronomical anomaly detected. Asteroid 2024. ZX-7 showing unexpected trajectory modification. All stations begin immediate tracking protocol. Dr. Elon's tentacles writhed in surprise. Humans had detected the change almost instantly. far faster than any other species in the galactic database. But what happened next defied all predictions. Instead of panic, the human communication networks exploded with coordination. Not chaos, coordination. Beijing control to Houston, we're seeing the same readings. Initiating emergency calculation protocols. Moscow Observatory confirms trajectory change. Beijing, are you thinking what we're thinking? If by thinking you mean this thing's going to give us a really close look at our planet in about 18 days, then yes, we're thinking the same thing. Geneva Lab here came a familiar voice that made Dr. Elon's translator work overtime. It was Dr. Chun. We're reading gravitational anomalies in the asteroid belt that coincided exactly with the trajectory change. This might not be natural. Dr. Elon nearly choked on her breathing fluid. Not natural? How could they possibly? Define not natural, Geneva, came the response from Houston. Well, Marcus and I have been tracking some weird quantum signatures out there for weeks now. They're consistent with artificial gravitational manipulation. Either we've got some kind of alien technology in our solar system, or that asteroid hit the gravitational equivalent of a pothole at exactly the right angle to send it our way. Odds on the pothole theory. About the same as me accidentally inventing faster-than-light travel in my basement, which, to be fair, we kind of did last month. Laughter filled the communication channels, but it wasn't hysterical laughter. It was the kind of laughter that people shared when they were about to do something incredible together. All right, people, came a new voice from the European Space Agency. Let's say Dr. Chun is right, and we've got visitors who just threw a rock at us. Accidentally or on purpose, doesn't matter. We've got 18 days to show them how humans handle unwelcome surprises. Ideas? We've got this, came the simultaneous response from at least 6 different control centers around the globe. Dr. Elon activated every recording device she had. This was it, the moment the Galactic Council needed to see. What happened next would have impressed even General Thrak. Within 2 hours, humanity had organized a global response team that included not just space agencies, but universities, private companies, military organizations, and something they called amateur astronomers who apparently operated sophisticated equipment from their homes as a hobby. Beijing, we're sending you the gravitational calculation models from our quantum lab. Dr. Chen's voice came through clearly. If someone is manipulating gravity out there, we might be able to track their energy signature. Geneva, this is Lagos University. We've got a supercomputer cluster that's been idle since the semester break. We're running asteroid deflection scenarios using your quantum field data as baseline parameters. Lagos, this is Mumbai Institute of Technology. We're patching into your calculations and running parallel simulations. Also, we think we know how to build a gravitational deflector using modified fusion reactor technology. Wait, what? Came a response from multiple stations. It's theoretical, Mumbai clarified quickly, but if someone's using artificial gravity to throw rocks at us, we should be able to use artificial gravity to throw them back. Dr. Elon was frantically taking notes. In 2 hours, humans had not only detected her test, but they had begun developing countermeasures that shouldn't have been possible for a species at their technological level. Mumbai, this is Dr. Chin again. Send us your deflector calculations. We've got that stable FTL field generator that might be adaptable. You want to use an FTL drive as a gravity gun? I want to use an FTL drive as whatever we need it to be. Marcus, are you seeing these calculations? Sarah, this is crazy enough that it might actually work. But we need to get the deflector array into space somehow. Already on it, came a new voice from the Russian Space Agency. We've got a heavy lift rocket that could be ready in 72 hours. We were saving it for a Mars supply mission, but Mars can wait. ESA here. We can have a secondary payload ready in 96 hours as backup. SpaceX here. Our newest Starship is rated for heavy cargo. We can be ready in 60 hours if someone can guarantee this deflector thing won't explode and take half of Texas with it. Mumbai here. We're 97% sure it won't explode. The other 3% involves creating a small black hole, which would technically solve the asteroid problem. More laughter filled the channels, but Dr. Elon noticed something that chilled her to her core. The humans were genuinely enjoying this challenge. They weren't just responding to a crisis. They were treating it like a collaborative puzzle that the entire species was solving together. All stations, this is Houston, came an authoritative voice. We're 17 hours into this event. Status report. Beijing, mathematical models complete. Trajectory confirmed. Impact probability now calculated at 0% thanks to Lagos University's projections. Lagos, we've solved the deflection math. Mumbai's gravitational array should work. Mumbai, hardware design complete. Geneva's quantum field generators will provide the power source. Geneva, FTL drive modifications are ready. Moscow's rocket can get into space. Moscow, launch window opens in 55 hours. All systems green. ESA, backup systems ready. Alternative launch window at 72 hours. SpaceX, standing by for emergency deployment if needed. DR, Elon realized with growing horror that humans had solved her test in less than a day. But worse than that, they had solved it in a way that demonstrated capabilities that shouldn't exist. All stations, Dr. Chen's voice cut through the chatter. I'm reading those gravitational anomalies again. Much closer this time. I think our visitors are watching us. Dr. Elon's blood froze. Her ship was in perfect stealth mode. There was no way they could detect her unless... Geneva, can you localize the signature? Asked Houston. Working on it. Marcus, boost the quantum sensors. If someone's out there with gravitational technology, our FTL experiments should be able to pick up their energy signature. Got it, came Dr. Webb's voice. Sarah, you're not going to believe this. There's a ship out there. A big one. It's using some kind of advanced cloaking, but it's not designed to hide from quantum field detection. Because no one should have quantum field detection, Dr. Chun mused. Except us, because we accidentally invented it while trying not to blow up Geneva. So what do we do? Asked Houston. DR. Elon held her breath, waiting for humanity's response to discovering they were being watched by an alien species. Well, Dr. Chun said thoughtfully, if someone's out there watching us handle this asteroid crisis, we should probably give them a show they'll remember. Geneva, came Moscow's voice. Are you suggesting we demonstrate human problem-solving capabilities to our unknown observers? I'm suggesting we solve this asteroid deflection so elegantly that whoever's out there realizes they just gave us the motivation to make a major technological breakthrough. Again, in other words, came Beijing's amused voice. We've got this. Oh, we've definitely got this. Dr. Elon watched in amazement as humanity's entire space infrastructure pivoted to support what they were now calling Operation Welcome Wagon. They weren't just deflecting the asteroid anymore. They were turning the entire event into a demonstration of human ingenuity and cooperation. Mumbai Institute finished the gravitational deflector array design in record time. Geneva modified their FTL drive to provide the necessary power. Moscow prepared their heaviest rocket for launch. ESA readied backup systems. SpaceX stood by for emergency support. Beijing coordinated the mathematics. Lagos University provided the computational power. And dozens of other institutions around the globe contributed everything from materials to expertise to enthusiastic moral support. But the most remarkable part, Dr. Elon realized, was that they were doing it all while knowing they were being watched. Instead of becoming paranoid or defensive, humans had become determined to impress their observers. Final countdown begins in 36 hours, announced Houston. Operation Welcome Wagon is go for launch. Mumbai deflector array loaded and ready for deployment. Geneva quantum power systems showing green across all boards. Moscow weather conditions optimal for launch. Beijing mathematical models confirmed for the 15th time. All stations. Dr. Chen's voice came through one final time before launch. I'm detecting increased activity from our observers. Multiple ships now, all watching. I think we're about to have a first contact situation. The communication channels fell silent for exactly 3 seconds. Well, came Houston's voice. I guess we'd better make sure this works perfectly then. Wouldn't want our new neighbors to think we don't know what we're doing. Roger that, Houston. All stations, this is Mumbai. Gravitational deflector array shows optimal function. When we fire this thing, that asteroid is going to change course so smoothly it'll look like we've been playing cosmic billiard for centuries. And if our observers want to know how we did it, added Dr. Chun, we'll be happy to explain it to them. Right after we invite them down for coffee and a demonstration of our hospitality. Dr. Elon realized that her simple test had just triggered the most sophisticated display of human capabilities that any alien species had ever witnessed. And the humans knew they were being watched, which had somehow made them even more determined to exceed expectations. As the launch countdown began, Dr. Elon started composing her report to the Galactic Council. How do you explain to the most advanced civilizations in the galaxy that humans had just treated their test as an opportunity to show off? The answer, she was beginning to understand, was that you didn't explain it. You just watched it happen and try to keep up. 24 hours later, the gravitational deflector array deployed perfectly. The asteroid's course changed precisely as calculated, and humanity had their first confirmed evidence of alien observation. Their response was to begin broadcasting a message that would echo across the galaxy. Hello out there. We're humans. We got this. Want to be friends? The emergency session of the Galactic Council convened in chaos. Representatives from 47 different species filled the chamber, their voices creating a cacophony of concern, fear, and bewilderment. At the center of the chaos stood Ambassador Zektar, all six of his eyes fixed on Dr. Elon's report, which was being projected in real time for all to see. Order! Order! Zektar's voice boomed through his throat's sacs, but the representatives continued their frantic discussions. It wasn't until General Thrax slammed his massive fist onto the resonance table, creating a sound that vibrated through the chamber structure, that silence finally descended. Dr. Elon, Ambassador Zektar said grimly, please summarize your findings for the Council. Dr. Elon's tentacles trembled as she activated her presentation system. Honored representatives, I must report that our test protocol has revealed capabilities far beyond our most optimistic projections. The humans not only detected our presence, but responded to our asteroid test by developing technology that surpasses several galactic civilizations' current capabilities. Counselor Vria's crystalline form flickered with agitation. Explain how a species barely 100 years into their industrial age could detect advanced gravitational manipulation technology. That's where it becomes concerning, Dr. Elon replied. Their accidental discovery of faster-than-light travel included what they call quantum field detection as a side effect. They weren't looking for us. They stumbled across our presence while investigating the gravitational anomalies we created. And then, prompted General Thrak. Then, they did something unprecedented. Instead of panicking upon discovering alien observation, they treated it as motivation to perform better. They turned our test into what they called a demonstration of human problem-solving capabilities. The chamber erupted again, but this time the chaos was more focused. Representatives were demanding specific data, tactical assessments, and threat evaluations. Ambassador Zektar allowed it to continue for several minutes before calling for order again. Dr. Elon, show them the deflector array data. The holographic display shifted to show technical specifications that made several representatives gasp in recognition. This is what they built in 36 hours, Dr. Elon announced. A gravitational manipulation device powered by modified faster-than-light field generators, launched using their primitive chemical rockets, and operated remotely using quantum entanglement communication. That's impossible, declared Counselor Nex from the Betelgeuse system. Gravitational manipulation requires at least Type 2 civilization status. They're barely Type 1. Nevertheless, Dr. Elon continued, they successfully altered the asteroid's trajectory with precision that exceeds our own gravitational engineering capabilities. But that's not the most remarkable part. She activated another display showing communication logs from Earth. They did it while maintaining continuous global coordination involving thousands of individuals across dozens of institutions. No central command structure, no hierarchical control system, just voluntary cooperation on a planetary scale. General Thrak stood, his massive frame commanding attention. Dr. Elon, in your professional opinion, are humans a threat to galactic security? Dr. Elon's tentacles writhed nervously. General, I don't think that's the right question anymore. What is the right question? The right question is whether the galaxy is ready for humans to become our partners, because based on current behavioral patterns, that's what they want. Explain. After successfully deflecting the asteroid, they broadcast a message directly toward my observation position. Not a threat, not a demand for information, but an invitation to friendship. They specifically said, and I quote, "Hello out there. We're humans. We got this. Won't be friends." The chamber fell completely silent. Even General Thrak appeared stunned. They offered friendship? Counselor Vree asked incredulously. More than that, Dr. Elon continued. They've begun broadcasting technical specifications for their gravitational deflector on an open frequency that any spacefaring civilization could receive. They're sharing their breakthrough technology freely with anyone who might be listening. Counselor Nex struggled for words. That's unprecedented. No species shares advanced technology before establishing formal diplomatic relations. Humans appear to operate under different assumptions than the rest of us, Dr. Elon observed. Their broadcasting message included what they call an open invitation for peaceful contact and technological exchange. Ambassador Zektar's 6 eyes closed as he processed the implications. General Thrak, what is your military assessment of this situation? General Thrak was quiet for a long moment, unusual for the typically decisive military leader. Ambassador, this may be the first time in galactic history that a newly discovered species poses a strategic challenge, not because they're hostile, but because they're too capable and too friendly. Elaborate. If humans share technology freely, if they coordinate globally without central authority, if they can develop advanced capabilities in response to challenges within hours rather than decades, then they represent a complete disruption to the galactic balance of power. How so? Currently, our galactic civilization depends on controlled technology transfer, restricted resource access, and careful management of species development. Humans appear to be developing along completely different principles. If they achieve full interstellar capability while maintaining their current behavioral patterns, they could inadvertently destabilize every existing alliance and trade agreement in the galaxy. Counselor Vria's form brightened with interest. You're suggesting they could cause political upheaval without intending to? I'm suggesting, General Thrak replied carefully, that if humans offer free technology sharing and equal partnership to every species they encounter, they could trigger a galactic revolution within a single generation. Dr. Elon tentatively raised a tentacle. There's more, honored representatives. Since broadcasting their friendship message, humans have continued developing new technologies at an accelerated pace. They appear to be preparing for multiple forms of first contact simultaneously. She activated another display showing Earth space infrastructure. They've begun construction of what they call welcome stations at the edge of their solar system. These stations are designed to provide hospitality to visiting alien species while also serving as defensive platforms if necessary. Dual-purpose design, General Thrak noted approvingly. Clever. But here's what makes it remarkable, Dr. Elon continued. The defensive capabilities are specifically designed to be non-lethal. They're building weapons systems intended to disable rather than destroy attacking vessels. Why? Asked Counselor Nex. According to their design specifications, they want to be able to defend themselves while preserving the opportunity for peaceful resolution even in the middle of combat. Their military doctrine appears to be based on the principle that any conflict might be the result of misunderstanding. The chamber sat in stunned silence as the implications settled over them. Ambassador Zektar finally broke the quiet. Dr. Elon, how long before humans achieve full interstellar capability? Based on current development rates, they should have faster-than-light vessels capable of reaching the nearest galactic territories within 6 months. And how long before they make contact with other species? Dr. Elon's tentacles stilled completely. Ambassador, they've already made contact. What? 17 hours ago, 3 human spacecraft launched toward the Alpha Centauri system, which they somehow know contains the Centaurian Trade Federation outpost. They've sent what they call a diplomatic mission consisting of scientists, cultural representatives, and someone they call a barbecue specialist. General Thrax's expression was unreadable. A barbecue specialist. Apparently, humans believe that sharing food is essential to building trust with new species. They've sent enough supplies to host what they call a welcome party for the entire Centaurian outpost. And the Centaurians' response? Unknown. But, based on standard Centaurian protocols, they should make contact within 48 hours. The human diplomatic team's message logs show they're hoping to establish regular cultural exchange programs and begin immediate technology sharing agreements. Ambassador Zektar stood slowly, the weight of the situation evident in his posture. Counselors, we face a decision that will affect the entire galaxy. Do we attempt to control human development through intervention? Do we allow them to contact other species without preparation? Or do we attempt to guide them through formal first contact protocols? What's your recommendation, Dr. Elon? Counselor Vree asked. Dr. Elon gathered her data files and looked directly at the assembled council. Honored representatives, based on 1 year of observation and analysis, I believe humans are going to revolutionize galactic civilization, whether we help them or not. The question is whether we want to be part of that revolution or watch it happen from the outside. Explain your reasoning. Every crisis humans have faced, they've turned into an opportunity for advancement. Every challenge has made them stronger and more capable. Every test has resulted in breakthrough technologies that exceed our predictions. They don't just adapt to change, they accelerate it. She paused, letting the information sink in. If we try to control their development, they'll likely find ways around our restrictions while maintaining their offer of friendship. If we ignore them, they'll probably contact every species in the galaxy within 5 years and establish a parallel civilization that operates on completely different principles than our own. And if we work with them, we might discover that they've been asking the right questions all along. Questions like, why don't civilizations share technology freely? And why do species fight when they could cooperate? And why does it take centuries to develop solutions to problems that could be solved in days with proper collaboration? General Thrax stood again, his massive form towering over the assembly. Dr. Elon, are you suggesting that humans could teach us something? General, I'm suggesting that humans don't just say we've got this about their own problems. Based on their broadcasting messages, they're ready to say we've got this about everybody's problems. Together, the chamber fell silent one final time as the full scope of humanity's potential impact on galactic civilization became clear. They weren't just dealing with a new species. They were potentially witnessing the emergence of a completely new approach to interstellar civilization. Vote, Ambassador Zektar announced. All in favor of immediate formal first contact with humanity? 43 of 47 representatives raised their hands, tentacles, or equivalent appendages. Motion carries. Dr. Elon, you will lead the first contact delegation. Your mission: find out what humans mean when they say they want to be friends with the entire galaxy. And if they really mean it, Ambassador Zektar's 6 eyes focused on the display showing Earth's location. Then, we prepare for the most significant change in galactic history since the formation of the Council itself. As the session ended, General Thrax approached Dr. Elon. Doctor, in your opinion, what will humans say when they meet us? Dr. Elon gathered her equipment and prepared to begin the most important diplomatic mission in galactic history. General, based on everything I've observed, they'll probably say we've been waiting for you and then ask if we'd like to see what they've been working on since yesterday. And what have they been working on since yesterday? something that's probably going to change everything again. Dr. Elon's diplomatic vessel approached Earth's solar system with a mixture of advanced technology and diplomatic protocols that had been refined over thousands of years of galactic first contact procedures. Her ship, the Harmony of Understanding, carried not just her scientific equipment, but representatives from 12 different galactic species, each chosen for their expertise in interspecies relations. What they found waiting for them completely overturned every first contact protocol in the galactic database. Incoming transmission from Earth, announced her communications officer, a crystalline being whose species had perfected interstellar communication centuries ago. They're broadcasting on multiple frequencies simultaneously in 17 different mathematical languages, and they're including what appears to be music. Dr. Elon's tentacles writhed with nervous excitement. Put it through. Greetings to the approaching vessel Harmony of Understanding, came a clear voice in perfect galactic standard, somehow learned since Dr. Elon's last observation. This is Dr. Sarah Chun speaking for the Human Welcome Committee. We've prepared docking facilities at our Luna station, along with accommodations suitable for multiple species' environmental requirements. How could they possibly know our vessel's name or our environmental requirements? Whispered General Korth, the Regellian military observer. This is Dr. Marcus Webb, came another human voice. We've analyzed your ship's energy signature and cross-referenced it with our databases of galactic species. We've prepared atmospheric mixtures for crystalline-based life forms, methane breathers, and standard oxygen-nitrogen species. We've also got some experimental environmental chambers if we missed anyone. Dr. Elon activated her response communicator. This is Dr. Elon of the Galactic Council aboard the Harmony of Understanding. We request permission to approach for formal first contact procedures. Permission enthusiastically granted, Dr. Elon. We've been looking forward to meeting you since we detected your observation post last month. Fair warning, though, we've got a pretty big welcome party planned, and we've been working on some new things to show you. What kind of new things? Dr. Elon asked, though she wasn't sure she wanted to know the answer. Well, came Dr. Chen's amused voice. Remember that gravitational deflector we built? We figured out how to use the same technology for instantaneous interstellar communication and transportation. Also, we might have accidentally solved the galactic energy crisis while we were at it. The delegation aboard the Harmony of Understanding exchanged glances that would have been hilarious if the implications weren't so staggering. Dr. Chun, Dr. Elon said carefully, when you say accidentally solve the galactic energy crisis, what exactly do you mean? Oh, that. Well, we were working on making our FTL drives more efficient, and we realized that the quantum field fluctuations could be used to extract energy directly from the fabric of space-time itself. Completely renewable, no environmental impact, infinite supply. General Korth's translator worked overtime as he expressed several concepts that didn't exist in galactic standard. Mumbai Institute finished the prototype yesterday, Dr. Webb added. We're already building the first galactic-scale power distribution network. Should be online within 6 months. You're building a what? Dr. Elon asked faintly. A power grid for the entire galaxy. Free energy for everyone. We figured that would be a nice welcome gift for our new galactic neighbors. Dr. Elon looked around at her delegation of experts, each representing civilizations that had spent millennia developing their technology carefully and gradually. The humans had just casually mentioned building infrastructure that would revolutionize galactic civilization while preparing for a welcome party. Dr. Chun, Dr. Webb, this is remarkable, but perhaps we should follow established first contact protocols. Oh, absolutely, Dr. Chun interrupted cheerfully. We've studied the galactic first contact procedures extensively. Really well thought out protocols. We've prepared formal diplomatic presentations, cultural exchange materials, and comprehensive technical documentation. Beijing University put together a really impressive ceremony following traditional galactic customs. However, Dr. Webb continued, we also prepared some alternatives in case you'd prefer something less formal. Dr. Johnson from the University of Texas insisted that proper hospitality requires barbecue. Dr. Yamamoto from Tokyo thinks we should start with a tea ceremony, and Dr. Kowalski from the Warsaw Institute wants to show off our new universal translation technology through a poetry reading. A poetry reading? Turns out that when you really understand quantum field interactions, translating poetry between species becomes a lot easier. We can now translate the emotional subtext of artistic expression across completely different cognitive frameworks. Dr. Elon realized that humans had solved, as a side project, one of the most challenging problems in galactic diplomacy. Most species require decades to develop meaningful cultural exchange because emotional and artistic concepts rarely translated well between different forms of consciousness. Dr. Chun, how many breakthroughs have you achieved since our last observation? Oh, let's see, came Dr. Chin's thoughtful voice. We've got the instantaneous communication system, the galactic power grid, the universal translation technology, some advances in medical technology that should work for most carbon-based life forms, a few improvements to our terraforming techniques, and something really exciting that we discovered while working on food synthesis. Food synthesis? We want to make sure we could provide proper nutrition for visiting aliens, so we developed matter replicators that can create any molecular structure. Turns out the same technology can replicate almost anything, not just food. Dr. Webb, Dr. Elon said slowly, are you saying humans have developed universal matter replication? Well, we prefer to call it atomic construction technology, but yes. Why is that unusual? General Korth activated his communicator. Dr. Elon, this species has independently developed every major technological breakthrough that's taken galactic civilization 15,000 years to achieve. And they did it in 6 weeks. We've had a lot of help. Dr. Chin's voice came through clearly. Once we figured out that there were other civilizations out there, every university on the planet started working together. When you know you're going to meet new friends, you want to bring something impressive to the party. Speaking of which, Dr. Webb added, we should probably mention the big surprise. What big surprise? Dr. Elon asked with growing dread. Well, while we were developing our interstellar communication technology, we started receiving signals from other species throughout the galaxy. Not just official diplomatic communications, but entertainment broadcasts, educational programs, news reports, even personal messages. You've been monitoring galactic communications? We've been learning from them. Dr. Okafor from Lagos University realized that if we could understand how other species communicate, we could develop better diplomatic protocols. So we spent the last month studying galactic civilization through your own broadcasts. Dr. Elon felt a chill run through her circulatory system. And what did you learn? That most galactic species seem to be dealing with resource scarcity, energy limitations, and communication barriers that we've already solved. So we figured our welcome gift should be sharing solutions to those problems. What kind of solutions? Complete technological packages for unlimited clean energy, instantaneous interstellar communication, universal translation systems, and matter replication technology. Also, we've prepared cultural exchange programs, educational initiatives, and what Dr. Patel calls a galactic friendship network. A galactic friendship network? An interstellar social coordination system that would allow every species in the galaxy to share information, resources, and cultural experiences in real time. Think of it as social media for galactic civilization. Dr. Elon looked around at her delegation again. The representatives were no longer just surprised. They were beginning to look stunned. Humans had just offered to solve most of the fundamental challenges that had limited galactic development for millennia. Dr. Chun, Dr. Webb, Dr. Elon said carefully, these are extraordinary offers, but such significant changes to galactic civilization would need to be considered carefully by the Galactic Council. Oh, absolutely, Dr. Chun agreed. We completely understand that major decisions take time and careful consideration. That's why we've prepared several different implementation timelines, ranging from immediate deployment to gradual introduction over several decades. However, Dr. Webb added, we should probably mention that we've already been in contact with several other species in the galaxy. Which species? Well, the Centaurians were really excited about our barbecue techniques. The Andromedans want to collaborate on artistic projects using our new translation technology. The Rigelians are interested in joint military exercises using non-lethal defensive systems. And the Betelgeusians have invited our entire planet to participate in their next cultural festival. Dr. Elon realized that while the Galactic Council had been debating how to handle humanity, humans have been directly contacting other species throughout the galaxy. How many species have you contacted? So far, 37. We're planning to contact the remaining 68 species in the galactic database over the next 2 weeks. We figured that personal introductions would be more friendly than waiting for formal diplomatic procedures. General Korth activated his emergency communication system. Council Command, this is General Korth. Humans have initiated direct contact with 37 galactic species without authorization. That's correct. Dr. Chen's voice came through clearly. Though we should clarify that every species we've contacted has been enthusiastic about establishing friendly relations. Several have already begun implementing our shared technologies. Dr. Chen, Dr. Elon said with growing alarm, "You've been sharing advanced technology directly with other species?" "Only after they specifically requested it," Dr. Webb replied. "We're not imposing our technology on anyone, just offering it to species who think it might be helpful." "And how many species have requested your technology?" "All of them." Apparently, free unlimited energy and instantaneous communication are pretty popular concepts. Dr. Elon realized that the galactic revolution General Thrak had predicted was already happening, and it was happening faster than anyone had imagined. Dr. Chen, Dr. Webb, we need to schedule an immediate formal meeting with Earth's leadership to discuss the implications of these developments. Already arranged, Dr. Chun replied cheerfully. We've got representatives from every nation on Earth standing by for formal diplomatic procedures. Also, we've prepared comprehensive briefing materials in case you'd like to understand our development process. And we've set up communication links with all 37 species we contacted, Dr. Webb added, so they can participate in the discussions if you'd like. You want to hold a galactic conference as part of First Contact? We figured that since we're all going to be friends, we might as well start working together right away. Dr. Elon looked out at Earth growing larger in her view screen. The planet looked peaceful and blue-green and utterly normal. It was difficult to believe that the inhabitants had just initiated the most significant transformation in galactic history by treating it as a welcome party for new friends. Dr. Chun, Dr. Webb, before we proceed with formal diplomatic contact, I have one question. Sure, Dr. Elon, when humans say we've got this, what exactly do you mean? There was a moment of silence before Dr. Chen's voice came through, filled with warmth and confidence that somehow translated perfectly across the quantum field communicator. We mean that whatever challenge we're facing, whatever problem needs solving, whatever new friends we're meeting, we're going to figure out together. And we're going to make it better than it was before. And when you say we mean all of us, Dr. Webb replied. Humans, aliens, everyone in the galaxy. When humans say we've got this, we mean the entire galactic community has got this. Together. Dr. Elon sat back in her command chair and prepared to send the most remarkable first contact report in galactic history. Humans hadn't just said, we've got this about their own challenges. They had apparently decided that the entire galaxy's challenges were their responsibility too. And based on everything she'd observed, they actually did have this. All of it. Harmony of understanding to Luna Station, Dr. Elon announced. Requesting permission to dock and begin the most important diplomatic mission in galactic history. Permission granted, Dr. Elon. Welcome to Earth. We've got this. As her ship approached Luna Station, Dr. Elon could see the humans had been busy since her last observation. The station was massive, beautiful, and clearly designed to accommodate every known form of galactic life. Docking bays were sized for ships from dozens of different species. Environmental systems were prepared for every atmospheric requirement in the galactic database, and the entire structure seemed to radiate welcome. But What impressed her most was the message displayed in 47 different languages on the station's main screen. Welcome, friends. The universe just got bigger and more interesting. Let's explore it together. Dr. Elon realized that humanity's response to discovering they weren't alone in the universe hadn't been fear or caution or careful diplomacy. Their response had been to immediately start working on making the universe a better place for everyone in it. When the docking was complete, and she met Dr. Chun and Dr. Webb in person for the first time, the first words they spoke to her were exactly what she had expected. Dr. Elon, welcome to Earth. We've been working on some ideas for improving galactic civilization. Want to see what we've got? And as Dr. Elon would report to the Galactic Council 6 hours later, when humans say we've got this, they mean it in ways that are going to change everything for the better, whether the universe is ready or not.